really before I want something. He's there, you know, getting me whatever I might have thought I'd need in the next 10 minutes. Other spouses, husbands and family need to be as supportive as he's been.
That was Elizabeth Edwards back in 2004, shortly after she was diagnosed with breast cancer, talking about her husband. John Edwards and John Kerry had just lost the presidential election. The race was still in full swing when Mrs. Edwards discovered a lump in her breast, but she pushed on, making campaign appearances and finally getting the cancer diagnosis hours after her husband and Kerry conceded the race. It's remarkable that she could soldier on like that, and now we know she did the same kind of thing in this past primary race, soldiering on in spite of devastating news. Here's 360's Tom Foreman.
She knew about the affair when the campaign began.
The only thing that hurts me on my whole...
Knew about it when her cancer returned. That's what her husband John says. But Elizabeth Edwards never said a word, even as she faced her disease and urged her husband to press on for the presidency.
I expect to do next week all the things I did last week, and the week after that, and next year at the same time.
The couple met at the University of North Carolina Law School, marrying just days after they both took the bar exam, celebrated the birth of 4 children, and mourned the loss of 1. They enjoyed the meteoric rise of John's career.
With this man as your next vice president, tomorrow will be a better day. John Edwards.
And they stood together during the falls, too.
I felt the bump October 21st, and the election is November 3rd, when I was campaigning. But I'd convinced myself, I wouldn't let myself think that this could be cancer.
Through it all, Elizabeth Edwards has become famous in her own right as an author and as an advocate for health insurance reform.
It doesn't matter what kind of services we have if we don't have access to them.
Her cancer is incurable, but she continues to impress fans, even showing up to support Barack Obama this summer.
And I think that to add cancer to an already very busy life would seem impossible to some people, although she seems to do a pretty good job.
Her attacks on other candidates and her support for gay rights created waves for her husband in his recent campaign.
I don't know why somebody else's marriage has anything to do with me. I'm completely comfortable with gay marriage.
But he never publicly backed away from her, and she stayed by him. This latest news is undeniably a terrible thing for any couple to face.
Again, though, she's an incredibly tough woman. She's dealt with the death of a son. She's dealt with cancer. This is somebody who's been around and has dealt with a lot of things, and I suspect that she and John Edwards are dealing with this in their own way.
Just as they have dealt with many issues through more than 30 years of marriage. Tom Foreman, CNN.